When it comes to paid ads, as an agency that manages a lot of accounts and a lot of spend each year, we obviously come up against performance issues all the time. When you hit that roadblock where ads aren't performing, often the feedback is you're not doing a good job. But what you really need to understand is the foundations for ad success. And to be honest, only some of it has to do with the ads itself. So today I want to take you through optimizing your business for paid ad success and really touching on this concept of your digital ecosystem. Stop and don't spend another single cent on advertising until you listen to this. I'm Marianne Amies. This is Ready, Set, Paid Ads, digital marketing for paid ad success. Let's go. Welcome back to another episode of Ready, Set, Paid Ads. Today, I'm going to be talking you through 7 steps to optimize your business for paid ad success. When it comes to paid ads, as an agency that manages a lot of accounts and a lot of spend each year, we obviously come up against performance issues all the time. I think with any ads management, there is a time frame for learning and optimizing, and it can really take up to 6 months to get an ad account to perform the way you want by sort of steering the ship or turning the boat, depending the situation it's in when you take it on or take it over. And when you hit that roadblock where ads aren't performing, often the feedback is you're not doing a good job. Or if you're with an agency, you're thinking, hang on a second, I'm spending this money and my ads aren't working. But what you really need to understand is the foundations for ad success. And to be honest, only some of it has to do with the ads itself. So today I want to take you through optimizing your business for paid ad success and really touching on this concept of your digital ecosystem. Paid ads are the fuel that makes a good marketing strategy great. We're able to shortcut learnings. We're able to accelerate results. But if there's no marketing strategy, if there's no foundational work, we really are trying to build our ad strategy on top of a deck of cards. So let's dive in and look at the 7 steps or the 7 areas to optimize for your business. So whether or not you've launched your ads or are gearing up to launch your ads, what you need is effective organic social. So when it comes to effective organic social, there's a few different reasons why this is part of optimizing your business for ad success. So firstly, your social media is going to be the checkpoint for people that discover you for the first time through paid ads. It's also going to be where some people follow, they're in that purchase journey or that conversion journey. We don't necessarily take a linear line from ad to outcome. And we see this when we dive into Google Analytics a lot as well. We see that there's multi-steps that people take on their way to final conversion. So having an effective organic social media means that if someone becomes aware of your brand but's not ready to convert, they can follow along and continue to be educated and nurtured along that way to conversion. If you have no social media running or patchy social media running, it can actually be some trust and credibility flags. And again, if your social media is completely incongruent to your paid ads, that's also going to cause some red flags for a customer as to whether or not your business is going to match up that expectation versus the actual outcome. So paid ads cannot just be exchanged for organic social media. I really do think there's a strong relationship between that, and I'm be putting a podcast together to dive into that further. The second area to optimize is your website. And I'm sure, especially if you're an e-commerce store, you've heard of CRO, and that's conversion rate optimization. And when it comes to more service-based businesses or when we're trying to lead gen, again, there needs to be an optimization of the destination your ads are landing on. So having a really solid website is a great place to start for your paid ads. but then ensuring that where conversion is going to happen is as optimized as possible. So what does that look like? For an e-commerce site, that's making sure that you've got things like a really clear image gallery with lots of images. People like to see more images now on your product pages than ever before. So outside of your kind of standard deep etch, you can also have images of different people wearing your product or your product in different situations, more organic style, more professional, before and afters, testimonials. Your image gallery can almost be sort of your best of social media on those product pages. You want your price nice and high. You want reviews showing. You want your add to cart button nice and high as well. We don't want people to have to scroll too long to get to that add to cart button. And then, sort of like a sales page, you want all those social proof points and frequently asked questions, objections handling as they go along that page. If you're looking at mobile, you definitely want that add to cart button to be sticky. So as I start scrolling further down, the button comes with me, potentially docked into the bottom of my screen, because again, we don't want someone to scroll halfway down and be sold and then sort of feel frustrated to scroll all the way back up. The easier you can make it for someone to like, click, and buy, the more your conversion rate is going to increase. And again, it comes down to the same for a service-based business. If you've got a landing page, you want that landing page to feel completely congruent to the ad that they saw. So using similar images, using similar copy, you want an opt-in point right at the top. So if you're giving something away for free or if you're asking them to book, have that form right at the top. Don't make them go and hunt for it. And then throughout the page, you'd have, again, those classical sales page kind of blocks where you're going to have testimonials, you're going to have about us, why us, frequently asked questions, proof points. And almost after every section, you're going to have a button that allows them to click back to the top or the bottom and fill in that form and take that action. A perfect landing page for ads actually has no menu if you're looking for that lead generation conversion or that sales conversion, because we don't want them to go anywhere else. And this is more particular for a service-based business or an offer for a professional business. We really want that kind of single focus when they come off an ad. The other kind of website optimizations that are going to help your ads, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer, is page load speed. If I'm clicking off an amazing ad and it's, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and your website is still loading, you've lost that sale. That person is not going to stick around. So especially paying attention to your website speed and your mobile speed. And there's great tools. Google has great speed insight tools. GT Metrics has a great free tool as well. So you want to be able to see the speed of your site and identify what's slowing it down to work with your web developer. And then I guess the other area with your website is keeping it updated. And that means for most businesses, every 3 to 4 years, completely rebuilding, redesigning, because web ages. And I think the beauty of web is it's not like it was when I started 15 years ago and people were paying $20,000 and $30,000 for a simple 5-page website. It is so much more affordable now. And that lifetime value of the asset, you can't stretch it as long as you used to. If you get to a website and say it's narrow in its format or it's real text blocky, there's all these signs that just makes it feel outdated. And I don't know about you, but I land on websites like that and I just go, oh, this doesn't feel good. I want a fresh, modern website that's reflective of the sorts of businesses I want to do business with or places that I feel really comfortable buying. So that's number 2. Number 3 is organic traffic building. So when you're looking to run your paid ads, it's really important that you're also running strategies that are bringing traffic to your website, that are bringing traffic to your socials. Again, so that all your eggs aren't in your paid ads basket, but also so you can see what that traffic is doing and how it performs on your website. So understanding if you're building traffic, say through PR and media, or if you're building traffic through keyword targeting and SEO, how is that traffic engaging and converting? Because if you can see that and optimize for that organic traffic to perform well, you can then use that as a benchmark for your paid. Now, generally, paid traffic bounces a little bit more than organic and sometimes converts at a slightly lower rate, depending. That can really depend. And that's because when I've searched and found a business organically, I'm sometimes have a lot more high intent. We should see that search, organic and paid search through Google be quite similar. But often with social advertising, because we're pushing our product or our service out on somebody that may not be searching yet, there is a difference in how ready or how high their intent may be. Obviously, part of optimizing your business for paid ad success is having skilled paid ad strategy and management. And as I said, having a solid marketing strategy in place means that you've looked at, all the touch points for your marketing and your paid ad strategy is quite fleshed out. So understanding what your ads are trying to achieve, what the funnel looks like for your business, what your activities are at each stage of the funnel, what your targeting strategy is, what your testing strategy is, what your benchmarks for success are. So there is so much that goes into your ads strategy and that sets you up ultimately for paid ad success. It certainly isn't as easy as just turning on an ad, just whipping something up quickly. There's so many layers that go into it. And then it's the ongoing management. So having skilled management comes down to testing, learning from tests, making changes based on those tests. And I think that that is something that, is a skill that you can learn and develop. But until you know how to do that, you're likely to set up ads and then simply turn it off completely or turn off campaigns that are underperforming. But without that deeper analysis and management, you probably aren't testing nearly enough. You probably aren't optimizing effectively. And therefore, you're not saving money. You're not driving higher conversion rates. You're not improving the return on actual spend and all those metrics. And that comes down to skills. So, really thinking about your paid ads and who is best to manage that for you, whether you have time to learn those skills or whether that's something that you need to outsource. Another area to optimize to ensure that your business really succeeds from paid ads is actually to have an email strategy right side by side. So, email marketing and email nurture strategy has become a bigger topic of conversation in this last year. It's amazing coming into Black Friday this year how much education I'm seeing around the email marketing side of Black Friday, almost more than the ad side. And I think that's a real shift to 12 months ago, where the conversations at this time of year were really around ad strategy. And the reason is that paid ads and email work so beautifully together. And it comes back to that point again that your customer is not necessarily going to convert off the first touch point. They're not necessarily ready to do business with you immediately. And that's where email comes in. So not only does email work beautifully to continue to educate people, to warm up a relationship with people, it also is great for promotions and tactical things. So if your ads are helping you to build your email list, you've got one opportunity to use email to nurture them as they've just come on board, they've become aware of you and really start to deepen that relationship. And then on the other hand, you've got a great way to continually, push offers to them, push your services, push your products and really entice them to convert. So where they may have not converted off the ad, they've had a lot more touch points now and a lot stronger opportunity to get to know you. And then you're looking at those tactical type emails as well. So if your email marketing is non-existent and you're running paid ads, I would say that you're probably leaving money on the table, and optimizing email marketing is going to help you drive more results. I can't believe I forgot to add your abandoned cart and your abandoned product browse. If you're an e-com, these are like liquid gold. I have worked with clients that I consult to in e-com and restructured their abandoned cart and abandoned product browse series and the offers within them and literally generated an additional 20K of revenue in 6 months. And when I say that, I mean with no spend. It is just making sure anybody that we pay to get to that site, we have an opportunity to continue to entice to convert if they've added to cart and walked away, or if they've browsed products but not made it to cart. And again, fostering those relationships. Sometimes it's as simple as you're on your phone late at night, you're looking at a product, you put it in the cart, you think, oh God, the credit card, I'll get it out in the morning, and you completely forget, or, other life priorities get in the way. And that abandoned cart can be your absolute best friend to capturing those sales that otherwise would go lost. Then obviously a huge one, and I touched on it at the start in terms of having a good marketing strategy, but I can't stress enough that optimizing your business means an effective holistic strategy as a foundation. That is a process that you really should be doing every year, starting with your ideal client profiling, looking at your products and services, and really understanding who you are best geared to do business with, mapping out their psychographics, mapping out their pain points and their pleasure points, understanding what they need and want, what if they see in an ad is going to really resonate, and starting to build your strategy with true alignment. When you have a holistic strategy, you take that ideal client and then you look at the goals you want to achieve and you map that out across channels. So you'll have an email marketing plan, you'll have an organic marketing plan, a paid marketing plan, a website plan. You're really looking at all the different touch points and how you are going to impact that dream customer and push them through that funnel of awareness through to conversion. If you don't have a holistic strategy for your business, again, your ads are going to be very scattergun. Your whole ad strategy relies on being really clear on who you're trying to convert with. And if you haven't done that holistic work, it's hard for you to build that yourself or guide an agency or a contractor to be able to build that for you, because we're literally flying blind. There's a lot more tools, obviously, within Meta and within Google where they are trying to help you identify your audience. But the other thing about that is, even if you have success with, say, a Performance Max broad campaign, you actually haven't learned anything about who is in that. You don't really get any data back about their interests or their demographics. So if you can build your own interest audience and test that against an Advantage Plus, you can be tweaking that to understand and get closer and closer to who really resonates with your product or service and who wants to do business with you. And then number 7, the final area to optimize for paid ad success is how you analyze data. I, again, can't stress enough. And as you know by now, I'm a data person. And I really think paid ads are only as good as the data that you're looking at. And that's not just on platform data. You really need a great system. And obviously, GA4 has become the kind of gold standard in data analysis. I, like everybody else, have had a steep learning curve to adjust to GA4. But, within that Google Analytics suite, we can see so much more, making sure your ads are tracking correctly, making sure all your platform marketing is tracking correctly is so critical, so that you can look at that data more in depth and be able to identify what is driving what. When I audit a business, the first thing I do is I go into Google Analytics, I look at 6 months of data, I break it down by channel, and I look line by line. Okay, organic is this percent of traffic, and its bounce rate or its engagement rate is this, and it drove this many conversions. Paid is this percent of traffic. And that brings up so many gaps and flags and opportunities as well. A business whose main traffic driver is paid is always quite a concern to me, because they're relying so heavily on paid. On the flip of that, a business that's got great organic and great social that's converting well, but then have paid kind of sitting in the second or third spot in terms of traffic, but it's not converting, or the engagement rate is so low, is is an immediate flag that there's something up in the ads account. There's something not right. If we can engage organic and engage social followers and get conversions from them, we should be able to do that more effectively with paid ads. So again, that's a huge indicator that something is not performing the way it should. So I can't encourage you more to either get comfortable with the data or find a partner that can help. And if you are outsourcing your ads, making sure that you're receiving a monthly report and a comprehensive report. I see so many different types of reports from clients that have their ads managed. And look, there's some amazing examples. And then I have to say, there's some really top line means nothing reports. Sometimes I read a report and it just says, especially with Google ads, often it's kind of like, we generated 300 clicks. They cost on average $2. And it's like, what else? What else? Where did they come from? What did they do? How long did they stay? Did they fill out a form? There's so many more questions. Somebody telling you clicks and what it cost you is absolutely not enough information. And then when it comes to social ads, you want to know all about their testing strategy. You want to know about the creatives they ran and how they performed and the campaign types that they did and the ad audience setups they did, and again, how they performed and what they learned. And I think any sort of data report that you're receiving each month should identify what they're going to do differently in the month ahead, because I can guarantee you there is always something to tweak, always something to test, and always something to learn. And that data is the key to optimizing your business. You want to understand that data across all the aspects of your marketing, because that will give you lots of different answers and lots of different opportunities to push back through your paid ads. So if you're feeling like your paid ads aren't working, I really want you to reflect on the 7 steps and I've talked about today and really rate yourself on how those areas are for your business. I mean, if I'm honest, start at number 6 and look at your strategy. Have you got a strategy? Have you given that strategy to the person managing your ads? Have you refreshed that strategy in the last 6 to 12 months? I absolutely love auditing businesses and writing strategy. It's where I spend a lot of my time these days. If that's something that you would like done for your business, please reach out and I'd love to talk to you more about a business audit and strategy. Coming into a new year, it's a perfect time and perfect opportunity to set up your business for success across all facets of marketing, but certainly to push your paid ads to really perform the way that you deserve. I hope you found this episode really useful. Hope there's some new ideas in there for you and that I've challenged your thinking about why your ads aren't working and what you can do and the sorts of resourcing and partners you need to find to make sure your ads work as hard for you as you can off the base of a fully optimized business. I look forward to talking to you again. As always, if you've got questions or feedback, you can find me on Instagram and LinkedIn. That's a wrap on another episode of Ready, Set, Paid Ads. If you're looking for done-for-you services, training to upskill you in ads management, or free and paid resources to help you plan and execute better ads, head to wiseupmarketing.com.au. If you've loved this episode, be sure to subscribe for future episodes. And if you know someone that would love this podcast too, go on and share it.